What is up, guys? Sports back again with another video, and in today's video I have one overrated player from each NBA team. I think yesterday I did a video that had one underrated player. So yeah, in my opinion, overrated means what it says: overrate somebody. That can be based on their contract, based on what people compare them as to be. They're overrated. Just because you're overrated, I just want to make this disclaimer: just because you're overrated does not mean you're bad. It does not mean you suck. You're just not what people say you are. You can still be a great NBA player. You can still have a successful career and be overrated. It's not what people think they are. Just want to get that out the way before you guys chew me in the comments because I said one of your favorite players was overrated. Calm down. But let's just get into it. Atlanta Hawks, Kent Bazemore. His contract, it did not make sense when he first signed it. I think he signed it when like the salary cap spiked in 2016. But he's never been a great NBA. He's just been an 11 point per game guy, you know. And to sign that huge contract that he signed with the Hawks made no sense. Moving on, my first hot take: Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum. Now, this is what I was just saying earlier. He's still a great NBA player. He's gonna have a very great career. He's gonna have a successful career. But the comparisons that he has so far, they don't make sense. People compare it to Kobe. Last year, he was getting so much buzz at the end of regular season. He should be rookie of the year. He should be this. He should be that. He averaged like 13 points per game, guys. Pump the brakes. Chill out. He did have a great playoffs for someone in his rookie season. Came on this year, and he went through Kobe. He shot a lot of ISO shots, shot a lot of mid ranges, and he stunk it up in the playoffs. So let's chill out on the comparisons of Kobe or comparisons of Carmelo and stuff. Let's wait. Jason Tatum's his own guy. Let's let him do him, because all these comparisons already make no sense. Chill out. Next on my list for the Brooklyn Nets, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. He hasn't been able to maybe turn that corner. Yes, he did have a good season, but I don't think he'll be anything more than what he is now. He doesn't have a shot at all. You would expect him to have a shot now. I think he was drafted in 2014, 2015, and he still doesn't have a shot, which is not good. I think he's overrated. Yeah, I don't think he'll be more than what he is now. I mean, he's still young, so maybe he still has time, but I don't really see it. I don't think the Nets should even give him a contract, to be honest. I think they should just let him walk. So yeah. For the Charlotte Hornets, Nicholas Batum, that contract that he signed was dumb. He was never that person to receive that type of money. He only got that money because he had a decent season with the Portland Trailblazers. Made no sense though. He stunk it up ever since. Maybe not stunk it up, but he has definitely not lived up to that contract ever since. And he never will. So yeah. Next on my list, Otto Porter. Same ordeal. Otto Porter, okay, before you guys hate on me again too, he's still relatively young. I think he's like 26. But I don't think he'll ever be more than he is now. A 12 to maybe 15 point per game guy. He's an efficient shooter, and a good defender. But what do he get? Like 25, around like 25 mil? He's not worth that at all. He just isn't. And I think that Nets gave him that contract, so they kind of put the Wizards in a tough position. But yeah, that's who I believe is overrated for Chicago Bulls. Next, Cleveland Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thompson sucks. Okay, I'm a Cavs fan. I've been a Cavs fan for a long time. Tristan Thompson is not good. He should have never gotten the contract that he got in the first place. Sure, yeah, he did have some good games in the finals, but I mean, most of those games were regular games. I mean, what is he making 17 mil a year? A guy who's barely a double-double guy, someone who give you 10 points and 10 rebounds, making 17 mil. How does that even make sense? What I said in my underrated video, Dwayne Dedman, it can give you exactly what Tristan Thompson can give you for more than half the cost. So it didn't make sense for the Cavs to re-sign him at all. I mean, I guess you could say they won a championship. You want to keep the core intact, but still, Tristan Thompson he's not gonna live up to that contract. He never was worth that contract. And yeah, the Mavs, I just said Tim Hardaway Jr. I couldn't really find anybody overrated on the team. Tim Hardaway has a big contract that he got from the Knicks. He's inefficient. He's just good scorer, but he's really inefficient at best. He has, I don't know, he's a weird, like, he only plays good when he's on the Knicks. That's so weird to say. I mean, he was good on the Hawks, I think 2017-ish, but his best seasons are with the Knicks, and yeah, I don't know. He's NBA role player at best. I don't know. Moving on, Denver Nuggets. This one is another hot take. Michael Porter Jr. Now hold on, guys, before you guys crucify me in the comments or whatever. I'm saying this because I don't see like people saying, oh, he's the reason why the Nuggets will win a championship. He's the next Kevin Durant. He's gonna be an amazing, like, guys, he hasn't played a single NBA game yet. Chill out. There is no reason to give him these comparisons already. He has yet to play a game. Same thing with Jason Tatum, sort of, kind of. Chill out with the comparisons. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be Michael Porter Jr. When you give guys these type of comparisons, they go out and they don't meet expectations, and you're like, oh my god, this guy's trash, this guy sucks. It messes them up mentally. This is why some players maybe can't continue to have great careers, because these crazy comparisons that you give them before they even play the game, it gets in their head. So let's chill out. I think Michael Porter Jr. will also be great, but his injuries are a big concern. Their family altogether has crazy injuries, so that's going to be a big concern. Maybe he'll get over that hump. I don't know. I think he what did he have, like a back injury, a spinal injury. When you're 20 and you have a spinal injury, that doesn't bode well, especially being like 6'9", 6'10". Yeah, I don't know. But maybe he can have a great NBA career. I'm hoping for him. I'm pulling for him. The next, Detroit Pistons, Reggie Jackson. Need I say more? Reggie Jackson is a ball stopper. He's an ISO player, and he's not efficient. He can defend. He can score, I guess, but not at an efficient rate. Excuse me. He's not a good playmaker. He doesn't fit the Pistons team at all. He got that contract off of 1 year when they made it to the playoffs, and I think, 2016 to 2017, and got swept by the Cavs. He's a whatever player to me. That's why I think he's overrated. That contract does not suit him. For the Warriors, maybe this will hurt some people, but I said Sean Livingston. I don't know. Sean Livingston has a decent contract too, and he doesn't really do much for your team. I mean, he can come in and get you like 5 points, a couple boards, but since like 2016, he hasn't really been much. I mean, there's players out there that can definitely give you what he gives you for even like a fourth of the cost. So, yeah, for the Rockets, I said Clint Capella. Now, we saw him in back-to-back playoffs get exposed. His play style, I think he's just a product of his system. I mean, when you have 2 Hall of Fame ball handlers, 2 Hall of Fame playmakers in James Harden and Chris Paul, you should be able to at least get your shot, get your points in the post, get those lobs. That's what I think he is. I don't think he'd be successful on another team, maybe like the Nets or like the Magic. Do you guys think he'd be successful in those teams? No. Not at all. Even like the Lakers, would he be successful? I don't think so. But you can't really play him in the playoffs. So, yeah. I mean, he is okay to their success. He is part of their success, but still, I don't know. Again, the Dwayne Dedmon comparison. Dwayne Dedmon can give him what he gives you for a fraction of the cost. Moving on, though, Tyreke Evans for the Pacers. He had a great rookie season. Hasn't been much ever since, and now he's out of the league with, I think, he's like a cocaine addiction or something crazy like that. He was doing some hardcore drugs, so I don't even want to talk about him really. That's it. Now for the Clippers, I'm gonna butcher his name, Ivica Zubac. Now before you guys maybe crucify me again, I just want to say this. I think he's a good NBA player. He's maybe a double-double guy, but I don't think he's anything more. And the people saying that the Lakers got fleeced or whatever, I don't think they got fleeced for him. You know, when they traded him to Clippers, I don't think they got fleeced, because I don't think he'll ever be anything as like crazy. Like, he'll never be like a 20-10 guy. He'll maybe be a double-double guy, maybe with more playing time and stuff. But I mean, he's slow. He can't really move his feet. He doesn't defend well, and he's a post player. He can't shoot. So that all attributes to it. And in today's NBA, you need guys that need centers, at least that can at least shoot or play defense. Yeah. Where am I at? Okay, for the Lakers, another hot take, but I think this is needed. Brandon Ingram, Lakers fans, you guys need to chill out on this dude, bro, okay? He's not going to be Kevin Durant. He won't ever be Kevin Durant. He's going to be a great NBA player, but chill out. And saying that you won't include him if you were to trade for Anthony Davis is so dumb. It's so dumb. Imagine the reason you don't have Anthony Davis is because you wanted to keep Brandon Ingram. That's stupid. That's dumb. Brandon Ingram, I think he's going to be a great NBA player, but these KD comparisons don't make any sense. And I would 100% trade him for Anthony Davis. The Lakers think he's the next coming of Jesus when every time I go on social media. So yeah, that's him. He'll be great, but let's just chill out on these takes. Next up on the list, Kyle Anderson. He did have some injury problems this year. I think he played barely half the season for the contract that he has. I think he had like an $8 to $10 million contract from when they gave him an offer and the Spurs didn't match. Yeah, he'll be a good NBA player. I don't know. I think he's kind of overrated. He was a product of the Spurs system, as many players are, except for Kawhi. Kawhi is the only person that maybe isn't that much. That you guys know what I mean. But yeah, Kyle Anderson for the Grizzlies. I couldn't really find anybody else. For the Heat, Hassan Whiteside, after he got that contract, I think 2016, 2017, he hasn't been the same. He's been coming up the bench. He's a good rebounder. I guess he can block shots. I don't know. I think he has like a Dwight Howard type of case. Like, he doesn't want to do what the team tells him to do. Dwight Howard, his problem after he left the Magic was that he wanted to be a post-up player. You know, he wanted to do things that he can't do. You know, it didn't fit the team. That's why it didn't work in LA. That's why it didn't work in Houston. That's why it didn't work in Charlotte. That's why it didn't work in Atlanta. Well, I mean, and he was a hothead. I think Hassan Whiteside is kind of the same. He wants to expand his game, and he's he's not a modern day center, you know. So yeah, I mean, he can kind of hit the three, but not in like an efficient rate. For the Bucks, I said Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe has stunk it up in the playoffs last year. He was trash in the playoffs this year. He's a good defender, but that's really it. And the contract they gave him, I don't know. Maybe it's looking kind of bad now. Sort of say. I don't know. He played like a third option. He can't really be a third option on the team, I don't think. And he doesn't fit that team at all, really, now that I think about it. Because with Giannis, you want to have shooters around him. And Eric Bledsoe is not a shooter at all. So, yeah, he doesn't really fit the team. But, yeah. Next on the list, I have Jeff Teague. Not for the Timberwolves. Excuse me, Jeff Teague. I wanted to put Wiggins here, but Wiggins is always crucified and bashed on Twitter, so can't really call him overrated for that. I think Jeff Teague, he had some good years in Atlanta. He had one good season in Indiana. Past that, he hasn't really been anything for the Timberwolves, and he got that big contract. I don't think he signed with the Timberwolves, did he? I think he either signed or he was traded. I'm trying to think who he was traded for. I don't think he was traded. I think he signed with the Timberwolves, but hasn't really been anything. And I think he's lost his spot in rotation now when Derrick Rose started playing better. And they have Tyus Jones. Hopefully they can find a new point guard, draft one potentially, or sign one, a cheap deal. Maybe guys sign a guy like Trey Burke. Trey Burke is a good, point guard. But moving on for the Pelicans, I said nobody. I don't think anyone on the Pelicans is overrated. I don't. Everybody on that team has their own little role. I didn't really find any. I think they have a lot of underrated guys. Elfrid Payton had a good season this year. Julius Randle had a great season this year. What he averaged, like 19 and 9. Wasn't really talked about as much. Drew Holiday, he was on my underrated list. Maybe you could say like Jahlil Okafor, because like he was a third overall pick, and I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they have anybody that's overrated. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe you Pelicans fans can tell me who, but yeah, that's what I say for him. Next is the Knicks. I said Dennis Smith Jr. I don't think he'll be anything great, and if you were to keep him, I don't think he'd fit that team good at all. First off, if you were to keep him, and just say you were to sign Kyrie, how would that backcourt even work? Kyrie and Dennis Smith Jr. That would be horrible defensively. They would just get into each other's way, because Dennis Smith Jr. is not a playmaker. He's not a ball facilitator. He can't shoot. He's not efficient either. You know, he's just athletic. And yeah, I think you trade him if you were the Knicks, 100%. I don't think, I don't know. His career is going to be weird. Maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't. I personally don't think he'll have a good career. I see him being, I don't know, just an athletic point guard. You know, that's what I see him being. He'll never be that cornerstone piece to a championship team. I don't think. That's my personal opinion. I'm sorry if you think otherwise. I don't think he will. Next on my list for OKC, I would say Russell Westbrook, but he's everything to that team. I don't think Russell Westbrook is overrated. I just think he has his moments where he's trash. I think people already crucify him enough. So what I said for OKC Thunder was Steven Adams. Steven Adams was bad in this playoffs. He got exposed by Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter is bad defensively. He couldn't score. He couldn't really do anything. And Enes Kanter was giving him buckets. I'm not going to lie. Steven Adams, even last year too, he wasn't that good in the playoffs. He's just a strong body in the middle. That's what he's good for. You know, he can give you like 13 and 10, you know, but he's not good defensively. He's not a good pick and roll guy. He's just strong, and you know, he gets exposed a lot, and that's my opinion on him. Next for the Magic, I couldn't really find anybody, so I just said Evan Fournier. I mean, yeah, it's Evan Fournier. He's a 15 point per game guy. That's really it. He can score for you. I don't know. I don't want to say he's overrated because he's not really overrated. I couldn't really find anybody else to say, and he was the first one that came to mind. I'm trying to think now really quickly. Maybe no, never mind. But yeah, him. Yeah, Evan Fournier. For the Sixers, this is a hot take too. I want you guys to calm down and think about it. I just said Ben Simmons. Please don't hate me in the comments. I just said Ben Simmons because he can't shoot. He hurts the team a lot, and he's called, you know, the next LeBron. Won't be the next LeBron at all. And you know, they refer to him as a top 5 point guard. Is he a top 5 point guard? I don't know. You have the guys like Stephen Curry is obviously better than him. Kyrie Irving is better. Damian Lillard is better. I think also Russell Westbrook is better. Russell Westbrook is also better. And then maybe you have the second tier. John Wall when healthy. Is John Wall when healthy? Is Ben Simmons better than John Wall when healthy? I don't think so. Is he better than CP3 right now? Maybe you could say, yeah. Is he better than Kyle Lowry right now? Maybe you can say. I don't know. I think he's a little overrated to me. The LeBron comparisons. No, he's not going to be LeBron, obviously. He can't shoot. If he can develop a shot, he'll be great. But until he can develop a shot, he'll just be overrated in my eyes. Maybe that's, you know, ignorant to say, but I mean, yeah. Suns, I said Josh Jackson. Will Josh Jackson be on the team come when does NBA start? October? I don't think so. What? Didn't he just get arrested for something stupid? He's always a second half like player, but the only reason he's able to do good in the second half of the season is because the teams are already in tank mode. So the teams you're playing against aren't like gonna be going full force out or anything. That's why he's always good, and his team plays in big minutes because they're tanking as well. Josh Jackson will not be anything more than a good two-way player. Anything more than a good two-way player, in my eyes. Sorry if you think otherwise, but yeah, that's maybe. Blazers, Evan Turner. Same thing with Ken Bazemore. His contract never lived up to his contract. I don't know why he ever got that big of a contract. 4 years, $72 million. It's almost up, so that's a good thing. But he sucks. He sucks. He's not worth that contract at all. Kings, I said Willie Cauley-Stein. He looks really lazy. As I've heard Kings fans say, he's really lazy. He doesn't really try to give rebounds and stuff like that. What he's good at. Again, I'm gonna bring up the Dwayne Dedmon, thing. I mean, his contract is little now, but he's gonna get some team is gonna offer him a lot, and they're gonna regret it. I promise you. He's a standard NBA big. He won't be anything great. Standard NBA bigs should not get anything more than like $5 million a year. So yeah. Spurs, I said Rudy Gay. I think Rudy Gay's been overrated his whole career. He's always been he's never been a team player, I don't think. Maybe now with the Spurs he is, but in his Memphis days, his Toronto days, I always looked at him as like a team, as like a selfish guy. Always wants to get his stats up. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Rudy Gay. Next, I have OG Anunoby. Now, hear me out. I think he will be great, but calling him young Kawhi, calling him Kawhi and stuff, he'll be the next Kawhi. No, in no way. He hasn't played all playoffs. I think this year, he had like a family death, so I don't want to crucify him on why he played bad. Maybe that affected him mentally, but he'll be good. But these Kawhi comparisons are just dumb. The Jazz, I said Jay Crowder. Jay Crowder has been overrated ever since he left the Celtics. Has not really been good. Has not been the Celtics Jay Crowder that many teams like the Cavs and the Jazz probably thought they would receive. And yeah. And the last player I'm going to talk about on the Wizards is Trevor Ariza. Now, he's not overrated for the Wizards. He's overrated for his past teams because everybody swears that he was the MVP for the Rockets. He was the reason why the Rockets had such success. No, he wasn't at all. He did attribute to some success, but to say he was the reason for all when they had MVP James Harden on their team, when they had Chris Paul on the team, when Chris Paul was actually pretty good, doesn't make any sense to me. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please like and sub and share with your friends, and tell me your opinions. Tell me who you think is overrated. Tell me who I missed. Tell me who I should take off this list. I would love to hear your feedback. And this video is already running long, so that's it for me. It's So Sports, and I'm out. Peace.